At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
I'm doing everything I can. Now stop calling me Shirley.
The center has to be at least 3 times bigger than this.
All right, it's another edition of Sincerely Unqualified. Today we have a Netflix movie. Didn't have to go to the theaters for this one. You're probably happy you didn't have to go to the theaters for this one. If you're watching along with us with these new movies now, we're doing Beckett. It was a movie.
Ooh. It certainly was a movie.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say about it for now.
Very difficult to get movies made, so, you know.
It had the qualities of a movie. I will say that. It was over an hour and 15 minutes long.
Yes.
It definitely had multiple characters and points of view. It had a plot. It definitely had a plot.
Yeah.
So
you know what? Actually,
call it a movie.
Probably talk about it. I wasn't that bad. I actually think it was better than the ratings show it. But I mean, hey, before we get into news or talk about Beckett, what do you have to tell the people, Woody? What happened last week?
I had the worst day ever, probably. Not really, but
let's not be dramatic.
We're talking about incredible movies like Beckett. I'm gonna be dramatic over here.
Guess
but
so.
no, I mean, I walked outside. It was slightly drizzling, and I was like, okay, this is perfect. I'll just wear a sweatshirt. My backpack's waterproof, so I'll walk to work. That's fine. Halfway there, it starts Hurricane Henri, what we actually thought it would be, and I just get absolutely soaked. So I'm walking there, but the only reason I didn't stop or anything is because I had pre-ordered a Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and I was not picking it up because
it's
it was
the most Boston thing ever.
It was a free rewards coffee. It was the one that I got for free.
You had so much Dunkin' beforehand that you're like, oh, I got to get this one for free.
No, it was the free one. So I was like, I'm not missing out on my free coffee. So I kept walking, and I'm just getting soaked.
That would be incentive to just to go. Like,
no.
It was a free coffee. You're not going to miss out on any money. It's not a sunk cost. If it's free, it's free.
No, but then technically the sunk cost is everything that I paid before that to be able to get that free coffee.
Your hard work and dedication beforehand.
That $3.49 is not coming back. So I walked there. I got all the way there.
Wait, you're spending $3.49 on a coffee? What are you just getting like I feel like you're just a regular black coffee guy. You getting like the extra large?
No, I get a large black coffee. That's it. Just a
large
black coffee.
Have we ever talked about on SNL, by the way, the Dunkin' SNL thing with Ben Affleck?
No.
Oh,
what is it?
Oh, sorry. It's Casey Affleck.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. It's part of the Christmas episode. So they're doing like this commercial, and it's supposed to be like this new Dunkachino thing,
not the
the actual Dunkachino thing, but you know what I mean.
That's
kind of for a
is.
new drink, so it's supposed to be like it's really upbeat, like come to Dunkin' for the holidays, and then they're filming all these real people getting in. So it's like the one guy is wearing a suit. He's like, "Oh, I always get my coffee before I get into meetings," you know. And then it just shows Casey Affleck walks up. He's wearing like a Carhartt shirt, a Bruins hat. Or a Carhartt jacket, and he's saying that he's the mayor of Dunkin'. He's like, oh, you got to get me for your movie. Like, he goes, it's like, they're like, oh, what do you like to get? He's like, oh, I always get a large, 3 crows, take a dump, and then smoke a parliament. It's just something like that. It's the best Casey Affleck thing I've ever seen.
It is. Okay, that is probably the most Boston thing I've seen so far is Dunkin' Donuts, because no exaggeration,
that's an East Coast thing too.
But Boston
I know.
through and through.
That's where it got the start, right?
On my walk to work, do you know how many Boston or Dunkin' Donuts I see? I see seven different locations.
Aren't you like a 10-minute walk from
and
your
there's
office?
one being built. Yes, I am. That's what makes it insane. I will walk there and I pass, but I go to the one closest, and that's why I walked so far and got soaked. Also thought my backpack was waterproof. It wasn't, so my computer got chalked.
Not with that type of rain. I mean, it's probably one of those things. It's like, iPhones now
water resistant.
It's
water resistant. It says, but not for a torrential downpour like I thought it would be.
So
also,
hang on. Can we talk Dunkin' versus Starbucks quick?
Also, yeah, but did you know that thing Rihanna sings about is real? I didn't know.
What
People were saying, get an umbrella. And you know what? The rain was coming sideways.
I'm thinking about just stopping this at what we have 5 minutes. I'm gonna leave the people some grief. All right, we're gonna pretend like you didn't say that. That's staying in.
People. Every time I told that story so far, everyone's like, "You should have had an umbrella."
Been a hit.
You should have had an umbrella, and it's ridiculous because the rain was literally coming sideways at my face. So it's not like an umbrella would have helped.
Woody, after that Rihanna punchline, I'm glad this happened to you.
Well deserved, honestly.
I hope your computer does not come back to life.
Well, I got a new one, so that's about all that you need to know about that situation.
Yes. Can we talk Dunkin' versus Starbucks? Because when we think about it, like I said, it's an East Coast thing. So actually, mainly in my area, there were not that many Starbucks. There was Dunkin's, though. I don't really like Dunkin' coffee. I like the culture of Dunkin'. Because I think everyone tries to be like, oh, I like Dunkin' more than Starbucks. Like, I'm not a frilly person. But so the thing is, I like really dark coffee. Like, I like dark, strong, punchy in the face coffee. So I think that's why I've always been more of a Starbucks coffee drinker. But, you know, maybe I'm West Coast.
I just don't think.
Maybe I've been supposed to be here.
I've had enough of both where I don't think Starbucks dark coffee is just good. Like Dunkin's coffee, I think is genuinely good and it's dark enough where I'm like, okay, that's fine. I enjoy the taste much more than Starbucks. And you're like, oh, it's bitter just to be bitter.
Do you know what though? I also like the taste of bad coffee. So like I stopped into, and literally when I say recently, this was like 6 months ago probably. But the one beach that we like to go to, there's a Circle K. So gas station kind of coffee.
For those of you who are not on the West Coast, I don't know
that's
what Circle
everywhere.
K is either. What the
It's
fuck
in
is
like
Circle
Ohio.
K?
It's
Circle K?
Circle K is like one of the biggest mini mart mini mart gas station chains.
I've lived in two
Essentially
cities,
7-Eleven.
I don't know what that means.
Probably not in New York or Boston. 7-Eleven. For all intents and purposes, Circle K. Circle K. Bad coffee, gas station coffee, but I like it, dude. You give me a dark roast. It's not good. It tastes like dirt. I think I like my coffee to kind of taste like dirt.
Do you feel better that you drink dirt? You're like, you're basically, you feel more empowered
natural.
because it tastes like shit.
Yeah.
You're like, I can
exactly.
handle this in the morning.
My day's going to have to go up from there.
Oh, you like oat milk and sugar, you little bitch.
I spit into people's face when I walk by.
That's like when people say, "Oh, my grandparents used to walk 5 miles in the snow to work." This is your version. You're like, I drink dirt every morning to wake up.
People always like, we didn't even have school buses. I'm like, I French press dirt into water. It's not even hot water either.
I go to this glorified gas station and get their dirt pumping from the day before.
I'll send you a picture of the gas station.
I'll look
not
it up.
Anything.
What is Circle K?
I mean, it's just a gas station.
They have a
That's all you need to
homepage.
know. Dude, what I would say, though.
Oh, it is. It's a big thing. It looks like a Circle K, 7-Eleven, and what is an AM PM? I'm learning so much.
AM PM, I've only seen that out here.
Yeah.
But
this is like your In and Out, essentially. This is a different industries in it. No, the Circle K is a different industries In and Out. It's like, oh, we only have it on the West.
No, dude, it's not. It's everywhere. Anyone listening from the Midwest is like, yeah, no, I get it.
Regions. Let's see.
We're going to move past this gas station.
It is everywhere.
The regional gas station thing does interest me. And the other reason is because you remember I worked for a bad industry after our sophomore year. So I knew the gas station layouts. Like, I know if you're listening in central Pennsylvania for some reason, shout out Rudders. Like, you got Turkey Hills, you got all that kind of stuff. Regional gas stations are interesting.
Turkey Hill sounds like it makes cut like meats.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it sounds like it makes
incredible
meats.
iced tea. That's literally what they're like known for. Their iced tea is fantastic.
Dude, that would be a great name for cold cuts. Turkey Hill. They could just make their own line of cold cuts. People would think it's organic.
If they do, because they're owned by Kroger. Do you know Kroger?
I know what
the
Kroger
grocery
is.
store?
Yes. See, the more national you get, The more I know.
That's what Circle K is. But yeah, Turkey Hill is open. Maybe
Trader
I think
Joe's?
no one's gonna
Someone
find this
say Trader
interesting. We're
Joe's?
going on 10 minutes now, so maybe
Did you say Trader Joe's?
Trader Joe's is incredible. I would walk into a Trader Joe's just to boost my mood. Get the rainbow wrap from Trader Joe's, by the way. Anyone listening, it's really good.
Do they have dirt coffee or no?
Their coffee is pretty good, actually.
So you never buy it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I actually go to a Trader Joe's, then I go to the what's a grocery store out here? I pretty much exclusively shop at Trader Joe's. I go to the next grocery store next door just to get some Folgers. Mix in some dirt.
Okay.
Do we want to move on to the news?
Mix in some dirt. That's like how to eat fried worms, dude. That's you just put that shit in your coffee.
I'm like that one weird kid that eats the worms in the playground.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Were you ever that kid?
No.
Did you have friends that were that kid?
No. I don't
you didn't
know
have
that
anyone that would like eat a worm every now and then?
Not that I know
elementary
of.
school or anything?
No.
I'm not saying I hung out with them.
I think
kept
you
an
were
arm's
that.
length.
You said that way too normally. You were like, yeah, I might have been that kid.
Oh, I was not. I was asking if you were.
No.
There's an easy distinction there because I don't trust you.
Yeah, I don't I don't trust you.
I went to an Andrew Schultz show last night. It was fantastic. It was in a theater.
Oh, wait,
it was
tell me.
Dude, it's so good. The guy's a killer. And also, I used to listen to, I think it was actually the King of the Sting. He was like part of the team when that started. Derek Poston, not Schultz.
Oh, okay.
His host. So I think that he just got big enough and then decided to focus on his own podcast. So he hosted, like he opened, and then and he was hilarious. And then Mark Gagnon, Schultz's kind of like right-hand man on his podcast, came out. And he opened for him. So he's opening for him. He's like younger, kind of newer to comedy, but being able to do all these awesome theaters and have Schultz like just killing it. So Bruce Baffer, that UFC announcer, he's doing the intro, but they're just doing like a video for it for the most part. Okay. And then so Schultz did 4 shows Friday, Saturday. He did 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. I did the early show Saturday. And then I'm checking out Schultz's stories, and then all of a sudden I see him reposting stuff that Bruce Baffer was actually at the 9:30 show. So if I would have went to the last one, Bruce Baffer is just doing the intro in person with the video up behind him. It was kind of sick.
Dude, that's kind of sick. You should have gone to why didn't you go to the later one? What do you have, plans or something?
Dude, I have responsibilities.
You too busy playing skee ball? Yeah, you have to get a babysitter and the whole thing now.
And a babysitter, I had to pick him up at like 11. Dude, that's like 2 hours past my bedtime these days.
How inconsiderate is it of Kevin to have tickets to the show that I got him tickets to for his
That's it, a few months. I have tickets every single weekend. Yeah, honestly, on this podcast, I'm just gonna keep saying like, oh yeah, I went to so-and-so show. Like I have a mega little concert tour.
You've got a hell of a schedule. Yeah, and I was like, he probably doesn't have the first time I show you. Yeah, I have tickets to that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Not worth
it. Kevin's loaded up, honestly. Also, he's going to Dead & Co. If you haven't been to Dead & Co., you should probably go. I mean, it's a great show. It's a great time for the whole family.
Yeah, well, I have 2 extra tickets, one with yours and our friend's name on it. So, hey, maybe we could record something in person. And there's some good movies coming out around October. Speaking of movies, we have the Eternals final trailer dropped. That, I was trying to do a segue and that wasn't an actual sentence.
That was a really good segue, honestly. That was your most coherent sentence yet, I think.
So
to date,
the Eternals trailer, basically it kind of set out like exactly where it fits in with the MCU, exactly what happened. And also, by the way, just cutting in here, if you're watching on YouTube, my app that I'm using is so laggy, but just deal with it.
Dude, so you're supposed to make it think it's them. You're supposed to make it think it's YouTube. Their connection. Seriously.
It gives a glimpse into the actual villain too. So first we kind of didn't know who this big villain was going to be. We just knew that the Eternals, they're this group, they're Celestials, it's going above and beyond even what we were doing before with the multiverse. So the deviant leader Kro, Kro, is the main villain. Basically, it looks like, and granted, if you are big comic book people, you might know all the lore behind this. I'm going to assume that people have the same knowledge as we do, as just MCU fans. So basically, there are deviants, and then there are Eternals, and we don't exactly know why. We just know that they're ancient beings, and there's something with like the Big Bang that they just have these two groups, and they just have to go against each other. Obviously, it's a good versus evil thing. The deviants want to destroy the world.
They kind of explained it in the trailer a little bit. I think it was basically like there needs to be enough energy to create a deviant, and when a deviant, like something sparked, like Thanos snapping half the universe away was enough energy or enough of variance to cause the deviants to come out. And then we got to see the Celestials for the first time, and not the first time, but holy shit, that like some of the CGI visuals in this movie look unbelievable.
Oh yeah, dude. And you kind of knew it was going to happen too, and you would assume that it was going to be CGI, but you see all like the lasers coming out of people's eyes, and you're just like, this is going to be different, but also it's going to be more of what we got with the last phase. Like when the more of, I feel, what made people really fall in love with the MCU. So I think that it's going to be a nice little bridge. I think that a lot of people, like if you are a huge fan of this franchise, I think that this is the one you're most excited about. Other than Spider-Man.
This is kind of the make or break for the next stage. I wouldn't say the make or break, but this is what's going to let us know like what direction we're headed in a little bit for the next coming movies, like Doctor Strange, Spider-Man. Everything is kind of going to rely on this movie a little bit, because if they can make something new great, they're going to make the old ones great. Like we've seen a lot of derivatives in Marvel, and maybe like Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3 maybe weren't as good or anything like that. Sure, maybe the sequels didn't hold up, but if they can make something new now that Endgame already happened, everything, if they can still work and do great like they did with the TV shows, we're in good hands.
Yeah, well, and I also think that in terms of just the setup, like the conventional setup of having a group, people are going to naturally compare this more to the Endgame, the other Avengers movie, Captain America, Civil War.
What do you think about the cast? The cast is kind of an interesting
the
mix.
Cast is, for years, like, honestly. It's crazy. Like, back 2 years ago, I've been like, oh, that's sick. Kumail. Like,
I know, but
we have... Huh?
Angelina Jolie in there, I feel like it's not random.
Insane.
It's awesome.
Salma
like
Hayek.
Kit Harington, then like, I mean, what is going on with
it's
this?
Literally just
it's
like
awesome.
We're just finding ways for Marvel. Well, I mean, for I guess Kevin Feige in general, the lead of the MCU, to be like, oh, you're a major actor. We're just gonna put you into like this movie. Because we have so many movies and TV shows. If you're a big name actor, they'll get you in there somehow.
Salma Hayek's like, can I be in it? And they're like, yeah, of course you can be in it.
I actually didn't open this article. Apparently, Salma Hayek actually rejected the role at first before going back to accept it. Yeah, I'm sure that she probably thought, oh, you know what? I think I did see it. I think she thought that they were going to be like making her old or something. Regardless.
Or
Salma
there was
Hayek,
like Grown Ups 4 on the horizon, and you just got to get ready for
and
that.
you're going to get that huge paycheck. The Sandman's going to put you up in Hawaii just to hang out for a few days or a few weeks, months.
We're filming on a yacht in Croatia. Sorry, Marvel. I'll see you later. Let me know if there's something down the line.
But I guess it looks like Crow's powers ultimately, like he can shapeshift. Apparently he works more like an Eternal than he does a Deviant. So it kind of makes him a little more powerful because he can... from what I read, it's this Green Rant article that I'm referencing, by the way.
Yeah.
He essentially can heal himself really fast. He has psychic control over his own body that just allows him to manage its function and regenerate its cells at high speed. So essentially, like, if he gets hurt, he can't get hurt that much. And then if he does, he gets right back to it and just keeps fighting. So he can shapeshift a little. It sounds like it's going to be a pretty interesting villain for them to fight. And it sounds like, I mean, with the Celestials and everything, like you said, the first look at him, it was just so cool. Like
the one making the universe looked insane.
Yeah. So we're going to get some crazy stuff out of that.
I forget what the director had done previously, but I know she had done some crazy stuff beforehand, visuals
Academy
wise.
Award winner. Yeah.
Chloe Zhao. What movies had she done previously? Because I know, I mean, let's be honest. I saw a TikTok about it and like it looked insane. So just the stuff that she'd done previously, I'm very trusting. Oh, so she did Nomadland.
Yeah.
Eternals. Yeah, so we're in good hands. We're definitely in good hands.
Yes. Academy Award winning Nomadland.
And then on the opposite spectrum, we have Michael Keaton, who knows zero things about this. He would probably be like, oh, there's Salma. What is she doing there?
Dude, I don't know if I like this move. Like, I don't know if I want Michael Keaton just to be like, no,
Okay,
I don't know what this stuff is. Or if I'm like, dude, come on.
Unfair, because Owen Wilson did the same thing, and everyone's like, ha, he's the wow guy. Like, we have no basis for saying Michael Keaton's a dick, and Owen Wilson, just because he's so likable,
I don't think it's the likability factor. I think it's like we needed a really specific weird character that kind of threw people off to get the lore of Loki. So we needed someone to be like, I honestly truly believe this. Even if Loki was as good as it was, if there wasn't the original shock of seeing Owen Wilson in that trailer, people might not have watched it in droves. And I think that we needed to be like, okay, how is Owen Wilson going to fit in the MCU now? How is this going to work? I think that was almost just a casting thing because they were kind of 2 steps ahead. So I don't mind Owen Wilson not really knowing much about it. And look, we're going to talk about him after this probably as long as we don't run out of time. I mean, he's a Wes Anderson guy. He's a cinema guy. Keaton, I mean, I don't want to put people in boxes, but it's clear, like Keaton, he's Batman. That's what you think of when you think of Keaton.
He's also just a cool dude.
Keaton's the man.
He just seems like an awesome guy to talk to and just
But I'm saying that it almost seems like unless he's saying he's not watching movies or he's just saying he's only watching certain kind of movies. How have you not seen like any just big, huge blockbuster movies that these comic book movies are? Maybe he's turning a blind eye to them because he's like, oh, I don't mess around with these. But then why are you maybe a Paycheck? Sure. Why are you the DCEU and the MCU?
Here's the thing. Here's what I think. He did the movie. He has the basis of what he's done. He understands the movies he's been in. Great. You did it. Congratulations. He probably had fun doing it. I'm sure he did. He's like, look, I'll do this fun movie. I'm Michael Keaton. I'll do whatever I want.
Yeah, that's true.
Then goes and is now promoting this new movie, The Protege, which honestly, I've only seen, again, clips of on TikTok. No idea what it's about. I see 3 seconds of him kicking somebody in the face and then scroll. So I don't know what it's about, but he's probably on a press tour promoting that. What's the quickest way for somebody to get your attention now? Michael Keaton, Marvel, ignorance, doesn't know what it is.
Or
what's
Scorsese
that do?
saying
what does that
cinema.
do? Yeah, no, but I think that's different. I think Scorsese genuinely has
that's
somewhat of a disdain towards that. But I think that Michael Keaton, either it was drummed up by PR or it was like he genuinely just doesn't care, but he's also promoting something else. So he's like, can we not talk about something I did 7 years ago? Can we talk about this new thing? Like, yeah, I don't know what they're doing with Marvel. Great. I'm not going to be in it again. Congrats. Let's do something else. Like if you're in the Marvel movies, if you're a continuing character, if you're back, if you're like Tom Hiddleston or Chris Hemsworth or somebody, sure, know as much as you possibly want to. If you're Michael Keaton, who's a villain in one of them, and you're promoting movies 6 years down the line, I understand his point of view. I do.
I get it. I get what you're saying. I just think that it sounds a little overstated, for the purpose of kind of putting it down. So also, I don't think that we even explicitly said what it is. He's going to be in Morbius, and he said that he hasn't watched a superhero movie since Batman '89. So, dude, honestly, I want to kind of be like, I'm calling out his BS. That's kind of just always how my brain works. I hear something like this and I'm like, oh, okay, he has a good publicist that's trying to get headlines, and he's just he's trying to get a rise out of people. But I mean, Keaton, he's an awesome dude. I'm not gonna lie, he's cool, and his literally just his role in the other guys makes me want to just always like him.
TLC
and
references,
stuff. Yeah, just making TLC references,
the constant TLC references.
But
Let's go
I don't
chase some
know. It's
waterfalls,
almost like,
right?
look, if you're an actor and you've been in these movies, watch the movie. What are we doing? And if you didn't, it sounds like you're doing it on purpose for some weird reason. Just watch the movies. They're good. Come on, Keaton.
I feel like he's got a secret bat cave where he just goes down and watches all these movies and doesn't tell anybody. You know, he's definitely, I feel like he's rich enough where he's definitely got an iteration of the bat cave in his house.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
And he's like,
I'm not gonna. Comment
he's
on
like,
that, 'cause
I'm
my
still,
brain went somewhere first.
I'm still Batman.
Yeah. Keaton, come over to my place. We'll kick back. We'll watch some MCU.
I'm sure that's the first thing on his list. We need to go to this apartment and watch movies with this kid.
I have a dog. He kind of smells, but
Wow.
That's my pitch to Keaton.
You just hooked him, I think. You just hook, line, and sinker right there. I have dog. Mike Keaton's like, well, fuck it. I'm coming on their podcast. I'll record it live.
Come on the pod, Keaton. Come on the pod.
I did hear him on Conan's podcast, and it was a great interview, I will say.
Yeah. He's a funny, personable guy. I just, I need to call it hypocrisy where I see it.
Yeah. Just watch the movies, Michael. He was also a faux superhero in Birdman. I guess that was more about
true. Yeah.
something else, probably mental illness.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
let's go on that
We're,
crazy assumption.
We're flying right over that topic, but
Yeah.
let's go to Owen Wilson.
Yeah, we can talk Owen Wilson. By the way, this is what makes this podcast so fun, because I genuinely really don't care if Michael Keaton watches those movies or not. But it's just about seeing headlines and overreacting.
That's what's so fun. It's just seeing, literally, that's all the world today is. It's just looking at it and goes, no, they didn't, and then scroll again and forget about it.
My opinion matters.
How could reply? How could they? And ruin someone else's day and forget you even replied to it.
So Wes Anderson's new film, The French Dispatch. He has, it's upcoming. We have
so grossly Wes Anderson. It hurts from the trailer.
Disgustingly Wes Anderson. I mean, it's ridiculous. We have a bicycling, what is it, newscaster or something, or newspaper writer?
Yeah,
the cycling reporter is what this is going to be. So it's a French Dispatch. It's a small city in France. Who else but Owen Wilson is driving around in this very cute Wes Anderson-y bicycle, and we get a Bill Murray sighting as well. It's in the town of Ennui-sur-Blaise, and Owen Wilson is just
that was perfect pronunciation. Actually,
thank you, sir.
Yeah.
It is like it. Honestly, it seems like Wes Anderson is doing a parody of Wes Anderson for this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I just like looking at the cast is insane. I don't think
but the cast it's always going to be the cast.
I know, but I don't think he's had a better cast in a movie. And it seems like there's levels to Wes Anderson. And I feel like he's trying to Wes Anderson a Wes Anderson movie. Like he made a draft.
He's Wes Anderson himself.
Oh, yeah. He made a draft and goes, how many Wilsons can we fit in this? And then what else can we do to make it more Wes Anderson? I feel like this is, so you make an AI program watch 1,000 Wes Anderson movies 1,000,000 times, and then they write a script, and this is it. This is what they come up with.
Too.
Yeah. It's like Owen Wilson enters on bicycle throwing papers at unknowing Bill Murray. And you're like, oh, okay, they got it right. Yeah.
And the same extremely still tracking shot through a very cute, small French village.
Uncomfortable bath shot with Timothée Chalamet reading poetry. That's it. That's the trailer.
But make it pastel.
Yeah. Make it quirky, but not overly so.
It's probably a little overly quirky, huh?
Yeah, a little bit, I'd say. But I'm excited for it nonetheless. I can't wait to see it because I'm going to watch it multiple times. I still haven't seen The Isle of Dogs, though.
I don't think
that's something that I
have
should probably
either.
watch.
I think that I saw a little bit of it and I was just like, yeah, I guess. See, honestly, I love, and we've talked about Wes Anderson movies before. I do like Wes Anderson a lot, and you have to respect the shit out of him for how good of a director, filmmaker, artist he is. Like his movies are truly art. But you hit a certain mood sometimes where you're like, I kind of feel like watching Beckett run away from some people and just kind of hang out.
Yeah. And then I'm just reading now. It says that the movie is a love letter to journalists set at an outpost of an American newspaper in 20th century Paris.
Yeah. This is gonna be the peak Wes Anderson.
This is his 10th film too. This is his Tarantino.
Oh,
10.
this is the Big 10.
Yeah. Do you think he's retiring after this?
No, I think that he's gonna.
I don't know where these movies are gonna go. Like with aesthetic. Let's say in 20 years, he's still making movies. What is it going to look like? It's just going to be 3 blotches of color on the screen with words coming at you. it's
just going to be different pastel colors and just words.
Yeah.
And then it's just going to be a picture of Owen Wilson and Bill Murray in the background.
An opaque orange, a dark green, and then a gray coming at you. And then you're going to hear Bill Murray like at 94 years old say like, oh yeah, hey.
Yeah, you mean starburst orange, forest green, and ash gray.
Exactly. Do you need to know the color codes of those? I've got those on lock.
It's actually hashtag
255,
or number sign
88.
C0053. And Wes Anderson yells at you, slaps you, and says, "It's 5-4."
I told you this. It was in the meeting notes.
And let's go on to this next one about. So actually, a lot of the way we get these news articles is we go through Screen Rant, and I was going through Screen Rant, and there were so many articles for some reason that were all in a row about how much people got paid for certain movies. And the one that just kind of made me stumble because it was a movie that I had never heard of. And it was, America's Sweetheart, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. If you've ever heard of him, he's a, small actor, gets paid for a few blockbusters every year.
He promotes like this weird brand on Instagram. I don't know. He's like he's some supplements guy. I don't know. He's just,
I think your name is tequila.
Oh yeah, no, that's the supplement I mean.
There you go. Terramana. Apparently very good tequila. So The Rock, he is in this movie coming out that I honestly I never heard of it. Actually, sure, maybe it might be good. I have no idea. But the fact that we haven't heard about it at all, I believe it's coming out this year. It is an Amazon Studios movie, Christmas movie, action adventure featuring The Rock. It's called Red One.
Do you think that he's on a boat in this one too? Or in a jungle? Do you think it's in a jungle? Like he's done 2 Jumanjis and Jungle Cruise now. I don't know how much more jungle he can take. Can the 2 be
mutually exclusive, or does he always have to be in a jungle if he's in
always
a boat?
On a boat in a jungle? He's gonna do the next Anaconda movie and just fight the Anaconda himself on a boat.
Is there an Anaconda remake coming out?
I wish there was.
Dude, honestly, awesome. It's just a matter of time.
Absolutely. It's coming soon.
Yeah.
Stamp it. I guarantee if I look up Anaconda, there's going to be like a 2023 next to it.
It's going to say in development next to its IMDb title.
I'm really hoping that it comes up right now.
So Red One, while details are still under wraps, it's described as a globe-trotting action-adventure comedy that imagines a whole new universe to explore within the holiday genre. I would go off on a limb and assume that if there was a whole new world to explore within the holiday genre, we might have already cracked that code before because we've been trying it for 10 movies a year for the last, since whenever Elf came out. Was that 20 years ago now?
Yeah, that was around there. I think 2003, 2004.
Oh, okay. Hang on. So it's begins filming in 2022 and they hope to get it out in 2023.
Hey, Kev.
Huh?
Guess what there's gonna be?
Is there gonna be an Anaconda remake?
On January 24th, 2020, it was reported that Sony is developing an Anaconda remake.
It's a Sony movie too. Oh my, dude, so not surprising. Hang on, let's think. What other movie are they gonna reboot?
I guarantee The Rock's in it.
Oh, dude, absolutely. Unless they're not, it's Sony, they're gonna be able to throw money at him. Him, Kumail Nanjiani, Kevin Hart.
It's gonna be The Rock, Brie Larson,
Yeah,
and Lil Rel in it. And it's gonna be
Lil Ray Howerton. He seems like he's on the come up. Yeah, so it sounds like they're doing a 2023 release.
Oh God.
And so, we didn't even get to the story yet. So in this movie that has not even begun filming yet, it's been announced that he is being paid $50 million for it. 50. So he's getting $30 million up front and $20 million on the back end, it's projected. So let's say you have a respectful salary of $75,000 a year. In a year, you will make, basically, for this movie, The Rock is making 667 times that amount of what people would make in a year. I think that the general gist of this article is like, hey, this means that it's probably going to be good. They're throwing money at it. They really expect big things out of it. My thing is, they think that look, action, adventure, comedy, kind of like loosely centered around Christmas. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe it won't actually be a Christmas movie. It's just kind of be like, maybe not in the sense that like the whole annoying Die Hard thing. Like obviously Die Hard was not supposed to be a Christmas movie. I bet they'd loop it in a little more, but they haven't. Yeah, their announcement, Amazon does not specifically mention Santa Claus or how exactly Christmas will play with the story. But several outside sources paint the project as Santa-centric. Oh, could you imagine if they try to pass off The Rock as just some hot, hard-bodied Santa?
That's what I was about to say. They're going to put him as Santa Claus, and they're going to have him fighting somebody off, some evil elves, to deliver presents on Christmas. And it's going to be like some kid is with him, and he's like, get in the sled, and just fighting. And there's going to be one scene where the sled disconnects from the reindeer and they're about to go off a cliff and he's got to hang on to both of them.
But there's going to be a bunch of sparks going too on the bottom, like the rails. Have you ever seen, have you seen Scrooged? I think we've talked about it.
No, I don't think I have, actually.
Okay. There's like a beginning of it, and it's supposed to be this action movie where these people try to infiltrate the North Pole. Santa's like shooting them. I kind of see it going like that. I think maybe they watched Scrooged and they were like, oh, let's just do that. Like that works.
Hey, we'll just like copy that, but with Dwayne, right?
Yeah,
they're like,
of course.
Yeah, of course, he can do anything.
Just some super big buff Santa.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's gonna be a little weird.
They're gonna remake. They're gonna start remaking everything now. Honestly, they're gonna start remaking like Armageddon. They're gonna remake.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I remembered. I want to talk about something. So Anaconda. What else are they gonna make? Are we gonna get 17 candles soon? Is that gonna be the next reboot?
17 candles. We're gonna get super weird science. We're gonna get extremely odd science. We're definitely
not gonna get Revenge of the Nerds. No Animal House.
The Brunch Club.
Brunch Club.
What's Rush Hour gonna be called? We're gonna get something else for Rush Hour.
Rush Hour might seem a little. They might need to clean up the humor in that a little bit.
It's gonna be called like Leisure Time or something. We're gonna get something random for
Brunch
that.
Club's just about a virtual class, like through Zoom. They have virtual detention because someone was cyberbullying someone.
The Matrix 5 with Keanu Reeves again. Oh, The Mummy, but Brendan Fraser is making his comeback. So
see, we're good.
I'm all about Brendan Fraser. If they remake The Mummy, they need to cast Brendan Fraser, and I'm all in on it.
You know what's funny? Like, I didn't realize that Brendan Fraser is as universally loved as he is. I'm not on Twitter, but I saw like he even like
Everyone's
posted
so
a video
loved,
being like, I'm so happy that like all of you love me. I didn't really know you did, but yeah, I mean, it's nice. Shout out Brendan Fraser. What a great guy.
There was an interview where he started kind of tearing up when the woman interviewing him was basically like, yeah, we're so happy for you. We all have your back. Like the internet loves you. We've loved you forever. And he's basically like, oh, I didn't know that. And he's just this happy guy who's just
because he doesn't have the internet just flowing through his mind all the time. He's just
happy to be in Killers of the
Flower Moon.
Flower Moon. Yeah, I read that book. It was pretty good. but
I did
hey,
not.
I'm a book guy.
Book guy. Oh, another piece of news that's not actually news. Vacation Friends is coming out. It's a movie with John Cena and Lil Ray Howard. And they just posted a clip, and it is a foursome joke that John Cena makes. That they're golfing. John Cena drives up. The guy says, "Are you comfortable in a foursome?" And John Cena says, "As long as there's one other girl there." Boom. Go watch that one.
Okay, I'm all on board the John Cena train though. After a Suicide
Love John
Squad.
Cena.
Like,
Love John Cena.
The Peacemaker show is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm just saying, like,
This-
in
he's
terms of
gotta
a
do
clip
some
to
not-
release, if you
Yeah.
think you're getting people with that,
what was
I'm
that
not so
other
sure.
movie he did? Like Stoppers or something?
Oh, yeah. I honestly don't even know. Trainwreck, he was great in.
Look,
Trainwreck, he had a really
Trainwreck,
funny thing.
He was great in. We also, I mean, he's on the up and up. I gotta say, who do you think is gonna end their career with a higher net worth, John Cena or Dwayne the Rock Johnson?
I mean, Dwayne The Rock Johnson has already had so much for the, like, dude, 10 years ago, everyone was like, oh, this guy is just getting paid for everything. And it's 10 years later, and there's still just not an end in sight.
I know.
John
but
Cena, I mean,
John Cena's got the potential, I think.
It is.
I think
I
he's
mean,
got the potential.
John Cena and Batista have been, like, they've had incredible careers after the WWE. So, look, I think it could be John Cena. That'd be awesome. But I mean, I don't think that there's gonna be anyone can surpass The Rock. I really don't know.
Yeah, I did see that Dave Bautista, number one, wasn't asked to be in the What If series, like to voice Drax,
okay. Yeah.
which is kind of what happened there. And number two, I saw he wants to do something with Jason Momoa, like a Lethal Weapon style kind of buddy comedy, or not even comedy, like just buddy movie. Which for the two of probably like the biggest guys, that could be an awesome action movie and somewhat believable rather than a Jason Statham where he's like 5'7".
Oh,
Just
dude, I kind
ripped.
of like that Jason Statham,
I do like it.
small
Like,
guy, like, oh, I'll do kung fu.
Look,
and he
it's
always
good.
talks like this.
It's good for us who are similar to him, but not so realistic.
Big movies for the short kings out there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it is. Jason Momoa, speaking of him, just had a movie on Netflix called Sweet Girl. We did not check that one out because it had worse reviews than Beckett. So if you
Let's jump
watch
into
that one and
Beckett.
not Beckett, sorry about that. We're going to be pretty quick on Beckett because I don't have too much to say. It was a fine movie. You know,
That's one way to put it.
it was serviceable. You know,
It's a movie.
it was okay. So Beckett, for those that didn't watch it, it was a thriller, kind of a mystery movie. Essentially, there's an American tourist in Greece, gets in a car accident because he falls asleep at the wheel, and his girlfriend gets launched into the car and dies. So he's going out to get her. He sees a child, a girl, or a woman pulls him back in. And then from there, he just kind of gets chased by all these people, realizes that the kid that he saw was basically a political prisoner. Politician's
Kidnapped-
son.
yeah,
they kidnapped him. What were the motives? The Americans were behind it. We need to clean it up. It's a anti-Greece, anti-austerity reversal for Greece. Was what the politician was doing.
Kevin's got
And
some
then-
insights on that.
well, actually, you know what was fun about this movie was I was watching it with it sounds so old, my wife, and I was like, whenever there was Greek speaking, I would have her translate it, because there was also sometimes that they were speaking Greek in like the police station, and then they would answer in English, and we were trying to see if they actually put in that the people were saying something different in Greek than the translator was saying. Wasn't the case. they were just translating, so they kind of did us right there. Yeah, I mean, so what I would say about this movie, and I would say that the stakes felt lower than they actually were. Like, in terms of the thrills of it, when John David Washington would say, like, oh, they're going to be waiting for me when we get there. Like, that was just one of those things. I sat back and I realized that, like, while he was in the car, it was supposed to be this crazy political thriller at like the highest of highs. He's supposed to be basically stopping this essentially assassination.
Yeah.
And like it's the kid is kidnapped, that these stakes are so high, and for whatever reason it just did not feel that way, which I don't think you want out of a thriller.
It moved so weirdly for me. Like the flow. I was telling you, half the time I didn't really know why they were chasing him.
I think that was kind of on purpose. Like,
That
I think it
was
was
on
supposed
purpose,
to be a
but
little
also-
confusing and jarring, because I also think there's a mystery aspect to it, but it was also like at some point became super clear.
It was that point where, you know, like, unless there's something, I thought it had something to do. I mean, obviously that's the point, is to not know.
Yeah.
At some point you'd like maybe want a hint or something when you're an hour in and there's no indication. He's just running like and surviving like he's Bear Grylls on a trip. It's like, well, you know what? Can you give me a little something here? Like,
Yeah.
any sort. But I mean, it's a good, you know, classic. Not even turn your mind off.
On
but just
the run.
watch. Yeah,
Oh,
just
I
on
think
the
you're saying
run kind of movie. Just go watch it. I mean, it's fun. It's exciting, but it's also it's not something where you're gonna get mad at because something happens and you're just seething. I don't think you get that emotionally invested into it, honestly.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, you really don't like. There's not much buy-in on your end for this movie as the watcher. It's fine. It's a fine movie. It's interesting. I think for both of us, we haven't watched too many of these kind of movies. So generally, when I get around to these movies, it's when they're really good. Like, I do like thrillers, but I think that there's something to a thriller that when a studio is behind it and they're really buying in, I think that maybe even just, I don't know. I don't know, kind of. Well, I thought that I don't like calling out actors because I don't know the first thing about acting. So I just think, like, at first, the boyfriend-girlfriend dynamic, I don't know if it was bad acting or if they were just confused as to what they were. I was like, is she, like, trying... What I wanted to know was, like, I genuinely did not understand this from the dialogue and the way they were acting. Like, did he cheat on her and she was, like, trying to call him out for it, like, multiple times? There was, like, some weird dialogue in there that I was like, where is this going to come up? But it doesn't get revisited.
I thought that I was going to ask you, I was thinking they were either like just overly in love on a honeymoon or something and being really annoying,
or they like weren't dating at all,
over the top, or
they were acquaintances,
or they had just met and were just like in the honeymoon phase.
That's
something
what I thought. I thought that
me.
Maybe they met and then he like one of them like they just went to Greece and like started this crazy,
or they met there. And then when she died, I was like, oh, he'll be fine. I didn't really know what they were.
The thing that killed me about the movie, though, the one part that actually like had the most emotional response out of me was when he had to call her dad, and he was just like, I don't know what to tell you. And
she's
the
like,
dad
she's
was just
okay,
like,
and then he's like,
and like, what do you say? Oh, that was gut wrenching. But then, I don't know. I think for me, it definitely was like. It was supposed to be one of those movies. It was a thriller. It was supposed to keep your heart beating. It was supposed to keep you on the edge of your seat, kind of be like anxiety inducing, kind of like it seemed like it was trying to be like an Uncut Gems in terms of like there's no really
I can't do those again.
Pressure. Well, but I thought Uncut Gems was incredible. Like incredible because I thought it was super well done and there was no release. That's kind of what I thought this movie was going for in terms of that setup. Like there wasn't really it didn't pump the brakes on you to try to be like, hey, this is really high stakes and really crazy, isn't it? But it just didn't feel that crazy in a way.
It wasn't that crazy. It was more like, and it's not even like, I think what would have helped even is we didn't see anybody get hurt. Like the only person we saw get hurt is him.
Super hurt, yeah.
No, the only person we saw get hurt is him. And then we're thinking, there's no even like, innocent people got hurt. No, we just heard gunshots. And then on the train, he's like, did you hurt the beekeepers? And then he's like, of course, don't say anything. Like, what? We didn't see shit.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to feel for anything?
Dude, the one person that we did see get hurt was the one thing that you were like, you're not going to get mad at it. The one thing I was mad at was right away in the consulate. Well, like, maybe not right away. The first character introduction, though, you see out of him, some tall, handsome, blonde guy, literally to the point where, like, again, my wife, like, that guy was so good looking to the point where like all movie you're just seeing these really beat up people or like mafia people, and you see this guy and you're like, all right, that guy's gonna be a bad guy. like right away you're just like, and it's so funny because the whole time it was so obvious, and then there was supposed to be this crazy reveal like 20 minutes after his character introduction, where the whole time we were like, yeah, I know you're gonna be a bad guy. Just be a bad guy.
Is he even dead? He just hit him with the stick a couple times.
Oh, are we gonna get a Beckett 2?
Oh, I think we're on track for a Beckett 2.
Evil guy, whatever his name was.
Also, he got shot in the side before the end of the movie. Is he dead?
Oh, that's. Do you think he is?
He probably died. He got shot, stabbed, and I mean, he jumped from a 4-story building onto the top of a car and hit his head.
Come on.
His head made a dent.
Come on.
What are you, fucking Batman?
I don't need to actually complain about that. I think everyone watched that and was like, they couldn't have had him be on like the 3rd deck. He couldn't have been at 3B. He had to be at 4D.
This man loves jumping from things, I will say. He jumped off the cliff. He jumped off this.
The funny thing is, there were random shining moments of him being a crazy action star. You'd be like, oh, this guy's like trained in God knows what. And then as he's in the first part, he's running away. He gets shot in the hand from the male cop. And he's running away. He like drops a sweatshirt or something and sees that he drops it, but doesn't think to pick it up. He's just like, oh, still going. And then he puts his bloody hand all over a rock, makes a nice like, just, hey, here I am. This is where I went. It was, I honestly, the only thing I could say about it, like I literally thought this during the thing. I said out loud, you know that SpongeBob thing, the one guy that shows up to the Krusty Krab. Oh, this guy stinks.
Show. Yeah, the
talent show. Yeah.
Hey, this guy stinks.
Yeah, I was like, this guy's
brother,
really
this
bad.
guy stinks.
That's what it is. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. That's what I thought about Beckett at first, and then all of a sudden he's on the 4th story of a freaking parking garage, just going down like he's wearing one of those squirrel suit things, like he's about to go through a canyon, but no squirrel suit. He just lands on a car. Guess what? The kid's in it. They get the kid, which actually, I didn't mind that. I did not like how they
videos of like people. Like, there's all these videos now of like, what if the movie ended like this, and it just cuts at certain times where it's like
Beckett just
if Beckett just jumps off the car, hits his head, and then it's just like directed by.
maybe we'll do that. Let's do that on TikTok. Just what if this movie ended this way? Those would be fun. I like that idea.
Those are really fun. I mean, there's some really cool ones. There's some ones that absolutely suck, and everyone in the comments is like, this makes no sense with the plot.
Like, what are you talking about?
Did you even watch the movie? Like, this is halfway through. And then there's some that are really cool. But I think we could do one of those for Beckett. That would just be really funny.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, look, it was fine. It was fine.
I love John David Washington too, though.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Like, he was on a hot streak.
That's another reason when I said like I don't want to call out acting because I don't know about it. I know he's a good actor, and I bet everyone in there is a good actor too. Maybe the writing was just a little confused because, like I said, it was dialogue.
That man did fight scenes backwards.
Yeah, that's insane.
I mean.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's acting. I think that it was just confused. Like, it was just confusing. I don't know if it was supposed to be between their like relationship, but that's something that really bothered me. Like, after the movie was over, I was like, what were they?
I was gonna text
why
you
were
and
they
be
talking about like?
Were they just annoying? Were they just annoyingly like? I was gonna ask on your honeymoon. Were you just like that annoying couple in the corner that's like, do you want dessert?
Oh, when they were in the cafe and they were like being super. No,
I was gonna skip forward. I was like, I don't need this. I don't like this. This makes me uncomfortable. Yeah.
Like no one's ever been like
uncomfortable.
You give me the happiest, most in love couple in the world. You're not gonna sit there and just be like feeding fries. There's just one other person in there. You're making them wildly uncomfortable. That's like the worst thing you can do as a person. If there's one other person in a restaurant and you're a couple, you have the decency to not make them feel really weird about themselves.
Or just don't talk the whole time and leave. Just don't talk. Oh, that's all you have to do.
If you're gonna be that much, just go. You got your car that you just yeeted off a cliff. Go sit in that.
That's fine. What was
Or
the
that
thing
you're
I
about
just
to
saw?
eat off the cliff.
Oh my god! I saw this thing about Outer Banks that was the writing. It was trying to be very modern with their slang,
Oh, no.
and one of the
Did they
girls
say
is
yeet?
our age.
Which, by the way,
One of-
I've never
yeah.
even said yeet out loud until now.
One of the girls is our age. The girl Madison Klein, or yeah, she's Madeline Klein. She's all. I mean, I've seen interviews with her. She's great.
Yeah.
She's like she's a good actress, whatever. But there was one line in the show that she said that like somebody jumps over a chain or something, and she goes, "Oh my god, dude, did you just yeet over that chain?"
Oh, no.
And I was like, "No, please."
See, I cringed when I said yeeted off the cliff, but I had no other choice. It came out of my mouth for some reason. Yeet over the chain is it literally that is the ultimate who is it? Steve Buscemi with
Yeah.
a skateboard. How do you do, fellow kids? Yeah.
That one hurt my soul to hear.
Oh, yeah. Dude, speaking of that, by the way, I do feel like an old person right now, especially because this is what happened to me, just similar to what happened to you with rain. And by the way, I think that we're done about Beckett.
A natural occurrence of rain.
No, I'm saying like if you're let's say the part of my take Firefest of the week, your rain thing. So we were at the show, my buddy in front of me, he got a beer, I got a beer. And then the bartender, there was someone behind me. I was in the middle. And then I hear, "Oh, could I have your ID, please?" Like to the two dudes behind me that I'm friends with. So apparently, well, also the guy in front of me. Let's just forget about him. Let's just think about me because I'm the only one that matters.
Exactly.
Apparently, I look so old that I don't need to get carded, but the guy behind me did. I think he's also a year older than me too.
Did you have a hat on, Kev?
No, I look bald when I'm wearing a hat, but no, I did not have a hat on. I got a haircut too, which is why I look especially bald when I wear a hat.
It's fine.
No, look at that. Oh, gosh.
All right, it's fine. It looks fine. Yeah,
No,
you don't
dude.
look that old. It's the ring on your finger now, I think.
That's the thing. I don't want to be so pompous, because at this point in my life, I'm like, oh yeah, like wearing a ring, I notice it, but I don't want to assume that anyone else just looks at the ring.
Hello, did you see this, by the way?
I only lift my left hand up in the podcast, so they see the
tungsten.
beveled edge. It's tungsten. So when I do my handiwork,
The rarest of minerals.
so when I work with my hands, when I podcast with my hands, it won't get scratched up.
You're more dense than my wedding ring.
Yeah. I would love to, because we don't talk about our jobs or anything, obviously, on the podcast. But when I say work with my hands, I wonder if people are like, oh, I wonder, is he like a carpenter or a plumber? Of course not.
Yeah. No, we're not. Oh, I mean, good times. Good.
Oh,
Beckett.
yeah. I guess that just that means you ran out of steam talking about Beckett. I guess I did too. Yeah, I mean, hey, look, that's not a bad thing. Not much to say about it. I think that I'm gonna check the Rotten Tomatoes score again.
I think it's 48.
The last I checked, it was like a 34 or something. So
It's dropping like the stock market.
no, I'm saying that was like a few days ago.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully it's increasing because I don't know. Like if I had to put a number to it, I definitely would not put it in the 30s. I'd
like a
probably put it I'd put it in the
6.3.
60s. Yeah,
It's a 48 right now. It's not. I mean,
48. Not terrible, actually.
64% of people like this movie. That's fine.
Yeah. So I would say probably somewhere around 60 for me.
Yeah.
Fine movie. Yeah, it was trending on Netflix. Like it was number one for I think 3 days in a row, which means it probably did
big.
numbers. A lot of people watched it. So hopefully this means John David Washington gets more roles. I'd like to see him in more stuff.
He's gonna get more roles just because of Tenet alone.
Oh yeah, Tenet's. I just recently watched that too, which is why I was so interested in this movie. But
Yeah.
They can't all be huge movies.
Apparently,
like
he just like fields questions about the ending and then doesn't know either. So he's just like, "Yeah, no, totally. I don't know. I just kind of forgot."
Yeah. It's like, why would you ask me?
Yeah.
They're like,
Did you
because
see-
you are the guy, man.
You are in the movie. Remember, like
You're
no,
like
actually,
kind of the big deal in this movie.
kind of forgot what happened. So good.
Yeah. So hey, I mean, the next big release that we have is going to be that theater exclusive Shang-Chi release, September 3rd. It comes out. Before that, we're gonna have a pod week. I mean, we talked about Sweet Girl and the fact that we probably wouldn't do it just because it got a lower rating.
Nope, we're not going to. Just gonna put that in now. Just gonna say it now.
The only other new movie that would come out in the meantime would be Candyman.
there's
I'm not gonna watch that. That's scary.
Let's see. I'm gonna prove you wrong. Right here, I have the list. Just wait. This is
we'll do a quick segment if you want to do.
So there's Protege Reminiscence on HBO Max. Oh, is that out right now? It says it's out.
Which one's that?
That's the fucking one with Hugh Jackman.
That's on HBO Max?
Yeah, apparently.
All right, we'll do that next week.
And then there's Candyman, and then there's Shang-Chi, Mowgli, and then there's not anything for a while. Dune. Shoo, The Last Duel looks cool. It looks interesting.
This is great radio. This is awesome radio.
Let me just say, The Last Duel
podcast.
If there's not a Dunkin' Donuts logo somewhere hidden in The Last Duel, I'll be upset because it's Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, and they're gonna toss a Boston reference in there, even though it's the medieval times. They're gonna be like, "All right, where's my coffee? Bringeth me my coffee."
Bringeth me my coffee.
Is this donkeys?
Donkeys. It looks like Reminiscence doesn't have the hottest ratings, which is fine.
That's fine. We'll forget about it.
You know what's going to have pretty high ratings? It's got to be Candyman.
I'm down to do some horror.
I think that you're better with horror than I am.
Dude, I don't know. I slept with a nightlight for a while. Not that it was an uncomfortable amount of time, but
and then you turned 23.
Yeah, exactly.
So honestly, maybe we'll have to. How about if you're still listening to this, please let us know. Comment on our Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Let us know what you want us to do. Get us at sincerelyunqualified@gmail.com. We want to keep building the community, and we also, exactly, because now we're doing new movies. We want to know what you guys want to hear about, so we're hoping that you care about Beckett. If not, hopefully you just tune in for the ridiculous quote-unquote news, aka just banter that, you know, has no backing. But we'll figure out, we'll see, because I'm not going to lie, I'm genuinely that scared of horror movies that I have a feeling that Candyman is going to be a little much for me. I saw the teaser.
Okay, you know what? It's not that bad.
Dude, I saw the teaser where there was no, like, it's the lead up to the scary part, and I was spooked for like a few minutes after.
Dude, you'll be fine. It's not even that scary.
All right, because Reminiscence stinks, we're going, it's Jordan Peele. Got to support Jordan Peele. We're going to go see Candyman in theaters. We're going to freak out.
It's going to be really fucking scary.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be scary.
It's going to be, and I'm going to see it probably by myself. It's going to be so scary.
Yeah, I'm going to try to make the fitness instructor come, and I won't be successful, so I'll probably be alone too. Maybe I'll bring my, people bring like snacks in under their sweatshirt. See if I can sneak my 60-pound dog in under my sweatshirt just so I can
I'm sure that'll work.
Watch it the whole time too.
He's going to be like scared in the bathroom waiting for you by the end.
Yeah. All right. So let's see if we can do that one. Until then, I'm Kevin.
I'm Winnie.
Hopefully, we'll see you at the next episode. We're gonna be sleeping with nightlights.
Candyman.
Ah, come on.